What's going on, everybody? Joe at the Big Sky Model Workshop, back again for another Sunday morning model cars and coffee, hosted, of course, by my good friend Paul over at Left Coast Model Car Builds. Paul, like I've said time and time again, is a fantastic ambassador for our hobby. His whole family is full of super talented, enthusiastic builders. You've seen their work in Auto Modeler and Model Cars magazines. Guys, stop by and check out Paul's channel. If you're into vintage kits and customs and hot rods, I mean, you're just going to love the channel. You really will. So Paul also is a co-host on the Automotive Model Cars Livecast, the AMC. And the reason I mention that, because that ties into the build you see before us here. So Bruce and Jason, who host the AMC Livecast, Bruce from Bruce's Eclectic-World and Jason from Klein Race Car Design, both were starting a buddy build doing MPC 71 Demon. They invited me to join in, and I did. The intention was we would all take these to ACME together. Well, as you are watching this, ACME has wrapped up for yet another year. Bruce and Jason debuted theirs at ACME. I unfortunately was unable to go. Had some things change in my life, so I didn't make the trip. So I'm debuting mine now. And this is what I came up with. What's really cool here is my wife basically dictated this build. This build, she picked the color, she picked the tires and wheels, she picked the interior color, the striping. We even decided on the backstory kind of together. Like, this is all my beautiful wife Angela's thinking. And I think it turned out really, really good. So with that, I'll give you the backstory we came up with, and then I'll give you the details on the build. So basically what we came up with is, it is the mid-1990s, which had been about the time that I was a high schooler and would have been looking for a hot rod. And I found this forlorn Demon 340 that had been hot rodded through the 70s, given a pretty good time, and then the engine had been blown up at some point, pulled, and the car had sat unloved for a long time. Got the car all cleaned up, gave it a scratch and squirt single stage paint job, and put an old 2-barrel 318 under the hood so at least it would run. Doesn't run like a Demon 340, but it looks the part. It sounds pretty cool. Runs really decent, because you just can't kill a 2-barrel 318 no matter how hard you try. Granted, there's ways, but for the most part, if you take care of a 2-barrel 318, it's going to last forever. And we have this sharp-looking little high school hot rod right here. So the grill, we'll start up front. The grill is from a few sprues loose that I found on eBay. It is a fantastic 3D printed piece. The detail is off the charts. It fits extremely well, and the detail is just light years ahead of the stock piece. I mean, that looks great. It is painted in Tamiya silver leaf, and then the middle is painted with some semi-gloss black. It comes with the 3D printed turn signal lenses, and you use the kit headlights. We opted to go with the paint colored hood, but the black scoops and the black spoiler on the back. Interior is done in scale finishes, white over gray primer, so it picked out some of the shadows. We omitted the Demon emblems on the inside of the seats there, or on the inside of the door panels, I'm sorry. Flocking is done just with some black scale finishes flocking. The inside, I used the kit decal for the dash, and I'll show you when we get to the other side. We've got another little added feature there. On the back, we've got some flocking, and then the speaker grills came from VCG resins. They're a great little piece. They turn out really slick. The paint is scale finishes, Panther Pink, which is the correct factory paint for 1971 on this Demon. Did it as a base clear, used some of their honey gloss to kind of give it that factory clear kind of shine to it. I think it turned out pretty good. We went ahead and left the texture that was in it to make it look like something that you had painted in a barn or in a driveway, because quite frankly, that's where it got painted. Tires and wheels are from MCV products. They're his aluminum slots on the BFG radials. Slots are painted in scale finishes aluminum and then hit with dull coat to knock them down. Picked out the lug nuts with some Fusion Firm chrome. Tires are done in Tamiya rubber black, and then the lettering picked out with a white gel pen. Coming around the other side here, I'll show you the interior before we get to the undercarriage. Oh, another cool feature. We've got license plates from Mike over there at Best Model Car Parts. Bought those off of eBay. I had him custom make me some Montana plates. Those are a 1995 vintage plate. That is my county. That is a completely plausible license plate for my area. We use the white decals from the kit because they just pair off well. The exhaust tips are off the factory exhaust, and they are painted in that Fusion Firm chrome. That stuff is the real deal, guys. If you can see from here in the interior, right above the shifter is an Iceman Collections 8-track player with an 8-track in place. We figured that that was a relic from when the car had been run in the 70s, and we left it. Basically, the interior of this car got scrubbed up and off it went. I lightly dusted the interior white over the gray primer to kind of let it look a little dingy, but like we had scrubbed it up and got it fairly clean. Underneath, oh, we got a dog hair because that's what we do around here. And I'll pop the hood because we'll get to the good stuff here in a minute. Underneath, it's painted like it would have been factory, where it's primer and then overspray. This is fairly close to the correct way to paint the underside of a Mopar if you're doing it factory fresh and clean. Got the exhaust to fit the engine, got the engine to fit the K-member. I'll explain why that's a big deal here in a minute. Picked out the gas tank with my gallery paint markers and just did a little bit of paint detail underneath. Exhaust is painted in, to me, a silver leaf again. I like it because it's like a nice argent silver. And again, those tips are done in Fusion Firm chrome. So the star of the show, and this big shout out goes to Josh at VCG Resins, because when we started on this buddy build, Josh was like, hey, what do you guys need for this build? Let me help you out. And so this is Josh's small block Mopar engine kit. This is done as a 2-barrel. It is painted in scale finishes Mopar or Chrysler blue. Plug wires came from Tiffany over at Dirt Road Cinderella. She sent me some wire wrapping wire. She said, I think you'll like this, and I agree. It worked out really good. I even went so far as to add a fuel line, a line from the breather to the air cleaner, and I have one of VCG Resin's electronic ignition boxes. Anybody who's played around with Mopars know it's always a good idea to get rid of lean burner points, put that electronic ignition in with that orange box. They had the chrome and the gold as well. Those are pretty handy, and so that was a nice little final touch there. Oh, and one last thing I forgot to mention. On the body, these mirrors are the sport mirrors. They are not in the Demon kit. I grabbed these out of AMT's 71 Duster. Front plate also from Best Model Car Parts. Got to have the little novelty Demon plate. But yeah, with all it took to make this engine fit that chassis plate like it's supposed to, which means if it fits that one, it will also fit the Dart Sport really well. Little bit of sanding at the back of the K-member, little bit of sanding at the front of the oil pan to match, and it fits really, really well. And then the kit is fantastic because it comes with high-po and low-po exhaust manifolds. I think I have a high-po exhaust manifold on one side, which would be the 340 piece, and I have the boring stock 318 piece on the other side, and everything mates up just perfectly. Underneath the air cleaner is the 2-barrel carburetor, which you can't really see from here, but I know it's there. So there you have it, guys. That is my build for our buddy build. Our 71 Demon 340 that's now a 318, brought back from the dead in the mid-90s when this car would have been built. You probably could have bought this thing for $500 less engine and transmission. We say that because I bought cleaner darts for the same amount of money that ran. So nice little high school hot rod there. Kind of looks the part, kind of fits that 80s bridging into the 90s gap. Would be a neat little cruiser. Probably sounds really good. Not going to win too many races, though. My wife absolutely loves it, and that's the most important part, and it looks really cool on the display case right next to the blue one I built for the 48-hour build last year. I really enjoy these kits. They're a lot of fun to build. I do highly recommend you get that few sprues loose grill. It makes a world of difference. It's just really, really that nice. So there it is. You guys hopefully will have seen Bruce and Jason's by now. If you were at ACME, you most certainly did. Now you get to see mine. So thank you, Jason and Bruce, for inviting me to do this build with you. Thank you, Josh, for the engine, for making this come alive. It's been a lot of fun. I love buddy builds. I'm going to do a lot more buddy building in builds to come here. These are a lot of fun. I'm honored that I got to be a part of this one. And I really like how it turned out. This was a lot of fun. So on to the next from here. But thank you guys for watching. As always, make sure you go check out Paul's channel, check out Bruce and Jason's channel as well, and don't forget to catch us on the AMC on Thursday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern. Always a great time. The chat is always rocking, and you guys in the chat drive the show. So with that, I am going to get out of your hair this wonderful, brisk Sunday morning and get back to other building. Got plenty of other projects to wrap up that you will see in the coming weeks. So thanks again for stopping by. God bless you. I'll catch you on the next one.